Good morning, everyone. Welcome to week 2 of yoga for your 8-week challenge. Today, we are going to move through a really beautiful flow to really help you to step into consistency and showing up for yourself. I think one of the things that, especially when you're in a challenge, but really, especially when you're trying something new, we have a way, when I say we, I mean humans, we have this way where we want to be further along than we are. We get frustrated when results aren't imminent. We can feel like we're doing everything and, what is it all for? And so, we can, after the initial motivation and excitement for whatever you're doing or whatever your goal is, a little bit after that, sometimes we can kind of feel that sense of frustration. We can kind of feel like we need to, we look for perfection rather than consistency. And so today in our yoga flow, we're going to really be just working on kind of using our yoga practice to instill a little bit of courage within us and remind us, of who we are on the mat and how important it is to show up for ourselves. So again, just about probably 20 minutes or so we'll be here. So let's begin. What I would love you to do to start today is come into child's pose to begin. So you can take your knees wide or you can have them touching together, whatever feels good to you. But just go ahead and just kind of melt yourself down with your, sometimes a little side to side action can be good to get your hips onto your heels. And then just slowly bring your head down and just relax your arms. Take them forward. You can let the elbows rest on the ground initially. You can go ahead and spread your fingers nice and wide. And let's just bring ourselves into our bodies here. So you can just take a moment to feel your feet on the floor, the tops of the fronts of your legs, your knees, your forearms and your palms, your forehead. And just feel yourself connecting. And as you feel yourself on the floor, just notice your breath, maybe your belly moving between the space of your legs. Maybe pushing into your thighs a little. And just remind yourself, I am here. I've shown up today. And how often showing up is, the hardest part. The hardest part's getting there. Once you're there, it's usually fine. So just remind yourself you've shown up. Feel the tangible support of the earth here. And when you're ready to, we're just going to start to slowly bring slide ourselves up onto hands and knees. Take your knees about hip distance apart, and we'll warm through our spine just a little bit here as we come to some cat-cow breaths. So unlock the feet, let the tops of the feet rest. And again, spread the fingers and really soften into the belly here. And as you find yourself taking an inhale, you can just look, lift the heart, lower the belly, look up. And then as you breathe out, curl the spine, look to the navel, chin tucked. And just find yourself flow, breathing in to arch the spine, breathing out to curl. And just about 2 or 3 more rounds, just warming up. Imagining your spine like one of those, I always love to think of those like wooden snakes that you just kind of, can move forward and back freely. And as you take this last breath in, just let yourself look up. And as you exhale this time, go ahead and tuck the toes. And as you breathe out this time, let the hips lift and come to downward facing dog. But just a couple of breaths here, just going to sort of stretch out into the backs of the legs a little. You can let the knees stay bent. And just find one breath here. Good, and as you breathe out that breath, just look to your hand and feel yourself come all the way to the front of your mat. So you can take lots of little steps to get there, or a couple of big ones. And as you arrive in this forward fold here, just allow yourself to melt a little deeper for one breath. And as you finish that exhale, just start to slowly come on up. So keep the chin tucked all the way until you get to the very top. Lengthen out. So you can stay at the top of your mat wherever you can see me. I'm just going to turn to face you. And come into Tadasana here. So spread the toes, close the eyes down. And we're going to reconnect in with this mountain pose throughout this little flow today. With the eyes closed down, just be in your body for a moment. And what would it be like to stand in a position or a posture of courage? Of somebody believing you were somebody who showed up no matter what, who wasn't afraid of timelines and how long things were taking, who wasn't afraid of failure or kind of messing things up sometimes, but each time just came back knowing that there's growth in every moment of what we do. What would that person be like to stand tall, lift the heart, lengthen into the spine? And really pull up from the earth here, lift the knees, engage the legs. Gently tuck the chin a little to the chest and lengthen through the neck here. And then with the eyes closed or open, whatever feels good, you might want to look this way for a minute. Just take the arms all the way up. Clasp the fingers and flick the palms to the sky. So come into that same Tadasana, but this time extend it all the way up. And feel yourself lift a little through the ribs here, that upward heart lift. One breath, inhale. Beautiful. And then from the exhale, so you're at the top of your mat, slowly let the hands go. Come to fold all the way down, forward fold. Good, take a halfway lift, breathe in. And then as you exhale, plant the hands and take the right leg back. And we're going to a high lunge here. So feel yourself rise up, take the arms to the sky. Inhale and extend through those arms. Good, and then exhale, take your hands down and come to plank. So if you want to plank on the knees, go ahead. I'm going to go the toes today briefly, bravely, to start this class. So allow yourself to hold plank here, so breathe in. And then as you exhale, press back downward facing dog. So keep the feet about hip distance apart. When you're ready, we're going to flow through that. Inhale, come back to plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. So use that breath, fire it up. Let's do one more. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, out the mouth is good. Release it all. So look to those hands and just feel yourself walk again. Arrive at the top of your mat. Lift halfway, breathe in. And exhale to fold. Good. This time, come up a little more dynamically. So as you push into the legs, rise. And then bring the hands down through heart center. And as you come in, and again, so you can stay at the top of your mat or wherever you can see me, let's just take this right arm, actually it might be your left, I'm mirroring you, and just extend it over. One hand can be on the hip, opening the side body here, look to the sky beyond. Good, and you can bring that hand, float it down, take it to the hip, breathe in, right arm up, exhale, fold. Again, looking up beyond, anchoring into that left foot, into that right foot. Good, and slowly coming up, releasing that hand down. And again, bring the hands to the sky, extend your mountain pose, breathe in, lift up. And as you ground through the feet, rise through the ribs and the heart. Good, and from the top of your mat, exhale, take a swan dive down. Good, inhale. Halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, exhale, fold. We'll take the left leg, step it back. come to your lunge. So feel yourself come on up. Breathe in, extend the arm. Good, strong through the legs. Relax the shoulders here. When you're ready to, take those hands down. Once again, come to plank pose here, to slide the leg back. So you could be on the knees here like this is totally fine. Or if you want to come to full plank with me, go ahead. And then press back downward facing dog. So we've got two more like that. Let's use our breath. Inhale, rock forward to plank. You could easily drop the knees there. Exhale, breathe out. Good. Find that courageous breath. Breathe in as you come forward. Exhale, breathe out. Amazing. Feel yourself again. Breathe in one last time as you come all the way to plank here. Go ahead and drop the knees down and then bring your whole body to the earth. Good. As you arrive here, take the forearms into Sphinx pose, planting down through the forearms and the palms. Take the gaze ahead here. And take a few breaths in stillness. Allowing the elbows to kind of keep tracking backwards as the heart or the sternum, the middle of the chest here reaches forward. And you can slowly bring everything down towards the earth. We'll tuck our toes, roll back to the knees here. And as you bring yourself back into the knees, you can take those hands and bring them back so that you have this nice kind of tabletop position again. And from this place, we're going to bring our knees to touch together. Extend back the right leg behind you. And as you inhale here, exhale and curl that your spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl the spine. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, this time, as you breathe out, you're going to tap that knee behind and just sink back. So a little stretch through this outer hip here. So I've got a little bit of separation between that knee and the back of this leg. Just a couple of breaths, finding stillness. Sometimes, courage doesn't always require the loudest roar. I don't know if you've ever heard, there's a quote about that. Courage isn't always loud. Courage to be consistent, to show up even when it's hard. It can be the quiet things that you do. So start to bring yourself all the way back. You can uncross that leg here. Even yourself up just a moment. When you're ready, take the second side, inhale. And then exhale, curl. Good, two more. Breathe in, lengthen. Exhale. One more breath. And on the exhale, take it across as you sink back here. If you have a block, you could bring your forehead to a block. Couple more breaths. Good, and then you can start to rise. And again, as you do, just unlock that leg, bring it to match the other knee. And all we're simply going to do is we're just going to bring ourselves to the top of our mat. So you can feel yourself just slowly rise. And as you come to the very top, again, just holding here for a moment, back into Tadasana, just connect back in. And I want you to just, if you want to close your eyes or stare ahead, we won't be here long. We're just going to just let yourself embody what you've done so far. This feeling of movement and how great it feels to kind of move your body gently but powerfully. And to remind yourself of how great your bodies are, like the gifts that you have. And when we think about not showing up, to really let ourselves just drop into what a gift it is to look after our bodies. What a gift it is to maintain healthy, capable, able bodies, even with the limitations we might have in our, shoulders or knees or hamstrings, but just embracing all of that. So when you're ready, take those hands, flip them up again, breathe in. Good, this time, before we move with this fold, let's just take ourselves into a side bend this way. So it's a bit stronger than the last one, look up beyond. Good, slowly come back to center, inhale. Exhale, take the other side. Good, one more each side, breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, exhale. Good, breathe in, rise up. And breathe out to look up. Good, and as you come all the way to center, from the top of your mat again, just slowly, just release and swan dive. Good, lift halfway, breathe in. Good, as you exhale, plant the hands, step all the way back into downward facing dog. So what I'd love you to do, you should be feeling nice and warm through the legs, you bring the big toes together. And just like we did from the knees, which you're welcome to do, so you could easily drop to the knees here if you want. Otherwise, take the right leg and float it to the side. And then take a tiger curl, like we just did, bring it in, nose and knee. One more, just breathe in, lift it up. Exhale, curl it in. And as you curl it in, pause and then step it to the front. So you can drop that knee down to kind of help it along. Don't feel like you have to do it the way I did it. And then from there, come on back to your high lunge. So breathe in. Breathe out, settle down. Relax the shoulders, lift the heart. One breath. Good, and then slowly releasing those hands down. And as you take the hand down, you can drop the back knee. And then all we're going to do is just slowly walk our hands back so we can straighten into this front leg. Stretch out through the hamstring. You can have a little bend, depending how tight you feel. Keep the heart lifted. If you've got blocks, you could put them here. I just haven't grabbed mine today. And start to slowly walk that foot forward. Plant the hands down. We're going to bring this front leg back for a side plank. So you can keep the knee down, and as you bring that right leg back, you could take half side plank with the knee down, or you can come to a full side plank. So take your option that feels good. Extend the arm up, take one breath here, inhale. Good, and as you float that hand down, rock over to the other side or drop the other knee if you're in a half plank, breathe in, lift up. Strong through that lower belly, lift those ribs just a little. Good, float that hand down. Downward facing dog. Good, well done. We're almost there, ready for a break, but let's do the second side. This time, as you bring those toes to touch, remember you could drop to the knees, left leg goes up. Tiger curl, exhale. Inhale, lengthen. One more. Tiger curl, breathe out. Pause, step it through. So a lot of people will need to drop the knee, and that's fine. Help it along. When you're ready to, come on up, high lunge. So good. Look up. Relax the space across the chest and the shoulders. Inhale here. And as you breathe out, let the hands down, drop the knee, and just sink back. Working the hands back to support you. Try not to kind of really round and like collapse the chest. Keep yourself up. Notice the sensation. One more breath. Beautiful. And then just walk the hands forward. And again, just this time we've done side plank, so we're just going to slide that leg back. Roll ourselves over. take yourself to extend the legs. Feel yourself come into stillness. This is Dandasana, which is one of our sort of neutral seated poses. Close the eyes down here. And what I want you to notice in this posture is that it actually can be really hard to sit like this. We're so used to kind of, Netflixing on the couch where we slump and if we're playing with our kids on the floor, we might sort of have, much less focus on our posture. What I want you to do is anchor through the sit bones, so you might even want to move the flesh away a little. Feel yourself, let the natural curves of your spine be there as you sit tall. Broaden the collar, press into the calves to the floor. Engage a little through the upper legs. Close the eyes. And courage comes when we want to stop or we want to slow down, but we have something that we're working towards that's really important. And courage comes when we show up. They say in yoga sometimes that, the pose doesn't even really start until you're thinking about leaving it. And I think that's what courage is too. It's easy to do some things. The courage comes when we're really, at a loss or we want to give up. This is where we can really find it within ourselves. Courage to show up, even if it's not perfect every time. So then let's let some of that go and just start to slowly fold. Now, if you find this too much, you can just even bring your legs into a bit of a diamond shape, which can be really nice. And let's just kind of relax our whole body forward. We'll just take about 4 or 5 breaths here. We can start to slide the hands all the way up and let's come to lay down. We're almost done. Well done to you. Bring yourself back. Hug the knees in. Just a little rock gently. Feel really good about the end of this practice. So we'll take our feet down. We'll finish with a nice easy twist. Take the arms up and just slowly rock the knees to one side. You could look the other way. Come to center and just float the knees down. And then as you bring yourself all the way back, you can stretch out those legs. And let's just stay here just for a minute or so, really soaking up the practice. If you can stay longer, please do, but I'll be here for about a minute. And so as you're ready to just take a deeper breath here into your belly. You can Start to draw those knees up and in towards you. And either rolling to one side or just simply coming to pull yourself up. We'll come to finish and seal up our practice today by coming back to a comfortable seat. Bring our hands together and close your eyes. Gratitude for our bodies, for yoga, for this incredible opportunity you've got at the gym. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend or a week whenever you're doing this practice. See you all soon.